So hi, I'm Antonia Matthews from Summerlees Equine Vets, and today I want to talk to you about what you should do when you've got a new horse, donkey or pony onto your yard. So it's quite common that we go out, we get these horses vetted, we buy them, it's all very exciting, we bring them straight home. But actually, those animals could be a risk to the other horses in your yard, so it's really important that we think about that. So ideally, you want to be putting them into isolation. Now if you're buying a group of horses, or donkeys, say like this, you can keep them together in a little group, but you want to isolate them away from the rest of your herd for at least 2 weeks, if not a month. So what's worth doing is having a stable or a field a distance away from your other horses to put them in. Ideally, you want to be at least 10 metres away from your other stables to try and avoid share air spaces. If you can, if you've got a barn situation, having them outside of the barn in a stable further off site, or even isolating them in the middle of the yard in between, is ideal. What we don't want them doing is being able to sneeze or cough around your horses. Whilst they're there, when they arrive, you ideally should do a worm egg count and tapeworm test to make sure they're not bringing any nasty parasites onto the site. If they are, then obviously we need to worm them, and then we want to repeat that worm egg count and tapeworm test 2 weeks later to make sure that we've actually ensured that the animals are covered. Tapeworm can be a little bit complicated because you can, depending on what test you've done, end up with increased antibody levels and things to the tapeworm for a longer period of time, so it's worth talking to a vet about it if you're going down that route. So while you've got the horses in isolation or donkeys in isolation, it's really important to make sure you do them last before the other horses, or have someone else doing them, and making sure that any equipment you use is different to what you're using on the rest of your yard, or you're actually just apologies, donkeys getting in the way, and you're actually disinfecting your tools between things, and making sure that you're not going from handling the horse in isolation to your own horses and ponies. So either you have someone else doing them, or you end up doing them the last thing that you possibly can do. Whilst they're there, also keeping an eye on the animal's temperature as well is really important. Being aware that when they get a raised temperature, it could be a sign of infection they've brought in. You may also want to talk to your vet about potentially disease testing before buying the animal, or actually buy the animal to make sure you're not bringing anything in like influenza or strangles or herpes. But that very much depends on your risk in that situation. So if you have any questions at all about that, please don't hesitate to talk to us at Summerlees Vets. And thank you very much.